everyone. Thank you all for joining us. We are at the VI Children's Museum today for the Cultural Ambassador Program. My name is Chantel Hoheb, and I am joined today by RudyLive. Welcome.
RudyLive, anything now? I'm good.
Awesome. We are in St. Thomas, so
Yes.
we're coming to you from the beautiful St. Thomas. Hopefully that will be spared this year from all hurricanes, because God's looking out for us.
Definitely.
So, welcome, Rudy.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
I feel good.
How is your voice?
My voice is actually better now.
Okay.
I was kind of losing it the other day. I don't know what I was doing, but after the performance, I did lose my voice a little bit. But it's better now. I've been fully rested and eating some good food.
Like coleslaw and
Yeah, from KFC.
I love it.
The number one place to go.
Right. Oh. Well, we don't have the best coleslaw. Why is that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But thank you for joining us. I know you're
My
here
pleasure.
for a short time.
Yes.
So I appreciate you stopping in to talk to some of our kids and their parents about what you do and you being a cultural ambassador. So if you don't mind, I'll start.
Okay, let's go.
So Rudy, did you always know you wanted to be a calypso singer?
No.
Really?
Nope. I did not want to be a soca artist. I didn't even know, besides Daddy Friday,
Right.
I didn't even know what a soca artist was at the time growing up. I just know I wanted to sing, and like being around my father who was a DJ, I was influenced by reggae and dancehall. So in the beginning, I thought, because the only lady I knew at that time was like Patra and Lady Saw, like I thought I was gonna be them, not singing soca and calypso music. But I embraced it, and here I am, how many years later, singing it as well too. So I can do both, but never in my mind thought I was gonna be doing calypso, soca. At all.
and while you're there, tell us what the difference is between soca and calypso.
Okay, so there's calypso, and I think it's more like you're telling a story of about something political or what's going on, and then soca music is more like jump up, wine, more entertaining, more fit, not as storytelling as calypso would
not
be, like my song "Come and Get a Plate," that was the famous folk song,
Did you by chance, because I know a lot of singers do, did you come up singing in church?
Well, with my grandmother, she used to send me to church a lot, in like Anglican. It was called Anglican, which is All Saints church. But I also grew up in the States too, so I was able to go to Baptist churches as well. I didn't really get to go to Baptist church here until I got on my own. But yes, I grew up watching a lot of gospel on TV because of my grandmother, so I do have like a gospel voice as well too. So yeah, you never know, I probably might end up singing some gospel music.
Right. So Rudy, you mentioned embracing soca. Tell me about your story. When did you leave home? When were you like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I've decided? Tell me that story.
So I left home, I think it was twice. Once after one hurricane, and the next second hurricane. So at that time when I left home, I started my career in reggae music away in the States, and I miss home, of course. You always get homesick. I end up moving back home, but this time I moved back home with a child. So I also was a single parent, raising a son, and I figured the best place I would be was to come back home because I had no family in the States. And then I started getting back into hearing more soca more, because at that time I think it had a little shift where it was reggae and dancehall, and then it started going into soca more.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then there's a guy named Lincoln Ward in Tortola, and he did some other music for other people. So I went over to Tortola and I was like, hey, I want to work with you. What do you have? And he played some music, and I heard the beat. It was for Come Closer, the song that I did. And I was like, right away, we was in his bedroom, you know, that's where I recorded. It wasn't in a studio.
Gotta love bedroom studios.
It was like, he was on, where was I? I think I was on a chair, or I was on the bed writing, and he was on the computer at his desk, and he had a mic, and that's where I recorded the song Come Closer. And at that time, everybody, when it came out, I didn't think it was a soca song. Everybody was like, oh, he's a soca artist now. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like,
really?
I'm not a soca artist.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a song. Like, I incorporated, I love R&B music, because, you know, like growing up back and forth. I grew up back and forth, like here in Texas, because my mother and stuff was in the military. So between like living on bases in North Carolina, that's why you can hear my accent kind of switch, because you know,
because you were Army brat, a little bit.
That and being like, you know, I come home and
Right.
like, oh, you went away for 1 week, are you a Yankee now? I'm like, no, it's just, you know, when you're younger, you're able to pick up on accents quick. And then when I would go to the States, then the kids would tease me, and the teachers used to kind of get mad, you know, at them teasing me with my accent, you know. But my teachers used to stand up for me.
Good. There was somebody. That's good.
Yeah, so like, you know, the back and forth, and then, you know, with R&B and being influenced to hip hop, and coming back home, and it's the reggae and the soca. So then, like I said, when I went over there and I created Come Closer, I mixed all, like a little R&B, a little dancehall. Come on, little closer, let me give you a taste, you know. So, and then, you know, and the soca, I guess, with the beats and the sounds that was in the instrumental that went to the sound, that everybody decided to start calling me soca artist, soca queen. And I just kind of ran with it after, because I was like, okay, I seen Destra and those people, and I don't know if I got what it takes, because it's
it's a lot. I saw you doing what is it? Through the St. John Festival, what do you call it? Like a line, like a conga line, a train. I was like, what?
And with reggae and dancehall, it's more about the lyrics and you know, like a little style. So like, I don't know if I
She's
really,
like, do I have the energy for this?
Yeah, so I was like, you know, I went from going to watching Destra in the States, because I would go to Miami, like carnivals or whatever, and then I end up now, like, this is me, so I start YouTubing, like, like, okay, this is what did I do, you know, so I was like,
research.
Yeah, I started researching it, because, like, I know I grew up, like, listening to Calypso Home and stuff like that, but this is, like, was totally different for me, like, I have to entertain, I just cannot come on the stage and sing. I have to make people, you know, like engage with me and my performances. So, yeah, so now I am a soca artist, but I just don't like labels, because I can do anything.
Correct.
And you never know what you're going to get out of me.
I got you. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Today you might be an opera singer.
I can do it all.
You're so funny. So we talked about your voice.
Yes.
Right? Tell me about your routines, your wellness routines, you know, if it's what you eat, how you work out, what you do for your voice. What does Rudy do to stay in Rudy shape?
To stay in Rudy shape, I exercise a lot. It's for my mental. It's besides Rudy, because I grew up playing basketball, volleyball, running track. So it's already embedded in me. So a lot of people think because I'm an artist. It's not because I'm an artist. You know, I always knew, like, when I get older, how I wanted to look and feel and be, you know? And, like, I would notice, like, I used to think, like, you know, when you get older, your teeth drop out, you know? But no, if you take care of your teeth, you keep your teeth. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you take care of your body, you keep it up, you know? So I always wanted to age gracefully, you know what I'm saying?
I love it.
So I exercise, I eat certain foods. I don't eat chicken, and I don't eat red meat or anything. But that's pretty much a choice. You can eat whatever you want to eat, but just do it in moderation.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I take vitamins. I watch my grandmother take a whole. She's always have vitamins, like vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Right.
That's me now.
Yeah, you have access to bush in the States?
Well, not really. So I drink as much like tea, like if I can, like just regular peppermint tea or whatever. And I do juicing from time to time as well.
Good cleanse.
I try, a lot of times you might not see me out vetting unless I'm doing a show because I get rest.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of times I'm performing at 3 o'clock in the morning and I have to have energy.
Yeah.
Nobody cares if I'm tired. So they come to be entertained. They spend a little $40, $50. You better come on the stage ready at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So like, a lot of times I stay resting because of that. So a lot of people come like, I don't see you a lot. No, because I'm resting for when I have to go on stage at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and y'all see me because you're going to talk about me.
Right.
And say, oh, Rudy can't do this and Rudy can't do that.
You see I fall asleep on the stage?
Yeah. I actually be falling asleep backstage while I'm waiting. Yeah, I actually do. But I try not to go into deep sleep because my voice, like that grogginess that your voice gets. So, I try to not talk a lot before my friends know not to call me. When I have a show, do not call me because I am in a whole other mood. Like a lot of my friends who know me previously, they will not call my phone because they say I have a stink attitude because I'm trying to focus on what I have to do. It's not easy going out on the stage, entertaining people. You have to really dig into your mind and become somebody else, breathing, dancing, moving. It's like a task.
Right.
And when I'm on stage, I come out of my body. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know what I do until I say that, I do that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So we know Rudy and then that's RudyLive.
Yeah.
When she on stage.
Yes. Like a totally different person. I blank out. I really do. I don't know. Like people like, girl, you did this. I do what? I really go on stage and I'm blank out. But yeah, I exercise. You gotta stay away from dairy. I hate it because I love ice cream because it
Why is
messes
she
with
talking
your
about ice cream? No, it really does. It really does. It's
Look,
horrible.
after I was done with the show, I went and got like the biggest nachos and cheese at the movie theater, and I ate that. Like
She's like, throw ice cream on for good measure.
Yes, because it makes you stuffy and it creates mucus in your throat.
Ooh,
so
tell
then
him.
when you singing and you're like, and they're like, oh gosh, she cracked on that note. You're like, yes. So
you're so right. Dang it.
I try to stay away from dairy products, and and every time I come home, I always get sea moss. Yeah, so I have my sea moss, man. Big up Asinya. One of my classmates, he always gets me some sea moss, and just exercise and rest, and try to stay stress free. And
that'll add years to you too. Stress.
And that's how I live.
Good. Well, you look amazing.
Thank you.
And how old is your son now?
He is 21.
Yeah. So it's rude to say you lie in the Virgin Islands. So yeah, and truth. How many are you had in a long time? 20, how much?
Yes. That's why
you have a grown son?
Yes, that's why I said the struggle was real. Like,
but you look like 22.
How? Yeah, he's like taller than me. So now I'm looking up to him. So all the time I was singing.
It's like, Mom.
Yeah. Like when I start trying to tell him stuff, he's like, Mom. And then I back off because it's like, God, I ain't in control anymore,
Wow. And anyway, he's now an adult grown man. Wow.
So
is he here? Or
no, he's in the Navy. Actually, as soon as he graduated, I was like, what are you going to do? Because Mommy's done.
I'm done. Figure it out.
I'm done. I put you in private school. I went through your teenage years.
Oh,
all my friends was like, they didn't have kids at the time. I was the first one. I was the experiment. So my friends used to like play with my son and like pretend that they're parents, and like now they're parents. So like now they got kids, and
so you're welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
You're welcome, friends.
Exactly.
So Rudy, who has been your biggest life and or musical influence?
It has, number one, my grandmother / mother. She has, I watched her. She raised 7 kids, right? And she pretty much did it on her own, Altona. And she also was, I think, the first female correction officer of the jail here in St. Thomas, Viola Lafang. And
my grandmother is also Viola.
Oh, really? Nice.
We might find a lot of grannies named Viola.
Yeah, actually, I have 2 grandmothers. Well, the one that passed, Viola from St. Thomas, and then my father's mother is also, she's a Viola too. She was head of Bolongo in the kitchen and stuff. So like I had two viola grandparents at the same time. So yeah, so the one that I grew up with, she raised me. That's pretty much my mom, because remember I told you I was military. So my mother got me young as well. So my grandmother, in order for my mother to join the military, she had to adopt me. So she was also my mom at the same time. And she's pretty much the strongest like woman I know, like working up in a jail. And you know, I used to go with her from a little person. I used to be like, you ain't scared. I used to be scared for her, like the inmates know your face when they come out, you know?
Right.
And now they're behind bars, but just watching her, like, you know, around the house. And she also influenced me like with singing as well too, because she would sing in the shower, like the opera thing that you were talking about. And she sounds so beautiful, you
seriously
know? Yeah, and,
okay, Granny.
and she would always like encourage me, like the music thing she wasn't too tough about. She was like, when I would go and record, she like, you're not going to record no music, you think I don't know what you're doing. I'm like, okay. So when the music came out, she was like, you know, oh my gosh, she was the first person to buy a CD from me, you know, like my biggest like supporter. So she, I don't, don't look like that because you're gonna make me cry.
I know, because I want to cry. Oh my God, grandmothers are the best.
So before she passed, you know, she's like, she apologized for like being so hard on me when I was just trying to focus on, you know, I always wanted to sing. I always wanted to have music that could play on for years. You know, as you grow old, you can hear it. And over the time, I've like, there's people that got married to like my music and stuff, and they didn't know it was me. And yeah, so like I have albums. I have albums that I created, and I try to do like different things on my albums so that it could just like last forever and not just for that moment in time, you know?
Yes.
But my grandmother, number one, because you know, the strength and everything, I have that, you know, as being a parent, like raising my son and everything. And then as far as musical, Bob Marley, I grew up listening to a lot of Bob Marley in the house as well. And like I always loved Whitney Houston. Her
Two
voice,
forever artists.
Yeah, her vocals amazing. And who else? Oh my God. Because of my grandmother, a lot of old school music. Like I grew up listening to like Anita Baker and stuff like that in the house. That was all those influences is inside of me. So like,
what is it with grandmother's name Viola and Anita Baker?
Yeah.
Like the same. Like my grandma was a huge fan too. Yes.
And then, you know, like my father, of course. You know, and like I had the biggest crush on Buju Banton.
You know who's watching? That's gonna be like, yeah, me too. Emeka is like the biggest Buju lover.
Yeah. So like even with him, like with the dancehall part and getting into dancehall and stuff, and like Lady Saw, like it's not so much of her lyrics, it's just like how she get on the stage and she just make you just stop and watch her.
Yes.
You know, so like how her presence would be. So that's what I love from Lady Saw, you know. So all of them, the vocals, Whitney, Lady Saw, the aggressiveness, you know, like, so like, yeah.
So you got a little bit of everything.
I got a little bit of everything.
Good, I love it.
A big pot.
Oh man, so you live in Atlanta?
Yes, I'm in between Atlanta and St. Thomas. I come home quite a lot. A lot of people don't know when I'm home, but yeah, I travel back and forth a lot.
Got you. You're hiding. You're under the radar when you come back.
When it's time to see me, you see me.
It's okay. I'm under the radar and I live here.
I don't want to give out too much. You know, I don't want to spoil you know, I'm going to spoil it.
Right. So I feel we could go by number, and I feel like we might have more Virgin Islanders in Atlanta than here.
Yeah.
Tell me about the VI community you're involved with up there.
Okay, so a lot of people I feel leave because, you know, St. Thomas could only do so much. You know, a lot of artists have went away, and they're expanding up there, like more studio access. Like I'm getting into acting now. I started taking acting classes. So yeah, I'm gonna be on the screen.
That's awesome. Good luck with that.
So like, you know, the VI community, I feel like they moved there for more opportunities. You know, you when you're home, you're kind of sheltered. You don't know too much about credit. You don't use credit that much. You know.
Wow.
When you're home, but when I went up there, it was like, oh, you know. And I was able to teach my son.
Oh, good.
About, you know, credit and stuff, because they use that more up there. You learn more things about getting a house and you know, some people like, man, like, you know, we don't get that education as much, and hopefully it changes in the future. That's something that, you know, I'm working on my own foundation to do for young females, just to help them, guide them through like high school to the transition to being a woman. You know what I mean? Because I found out a lot of things for myself, because my grandmother was down there. That's who raised me. There was nobody really up there to like teach me these things about credit, how to get an apartment and lease and stuff like that. So, you know, the VI community up there, we are together. You know, we do come to like the VI picnic they have every year in Atlanta. So, you know, we get to see everybody at when Memorial Week. That's one of the big things we look forward to, the Memorial Weekend with the food. If you ain't get to get no VI food the whole time, you're gonna get it at the picnic and you see everybody, and everybody come together, and it'll be a nice vibe, because you get to see people from elementary up, you know.
See, this makes sense why y'all ain't coming home.
Yeah.
Because you're having too much fun up there with each other.
Yes. We get the same little experience, our own little village, you know. But there's no place like home, because, you know, the beach here, it just, when I step off the plane and that breeze hit me.
Yeah.
I'm home.
She said,
you know, so like there's no place like home. But you know, in order for us to grow and 32 square miles, you know, and learn new things, get new experience, we have to step off the island.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's good to come back, and the knowledge that we get from being away, bring it back home and just help others.
Well, the VI Children's Museum is here for when you want to teach that young woman's workshop, okay?
Definitely.
Because I think we all could do with some of that. But I mean, this may not, you brought it up, so I wanted to talk about the credit. Is there anything, like, to our parents or children watching, what would you say is the importance of it? I mean, just to keep it, you know, as short a, I mean, I know you're not like a credit expert, but you are now, right. So without giving us a whole class.
I taught my son, like, you know, credit is worth more than money. You know what I'm saying? When I got into credit, I messed it up, like, because I didn't know. You know, I didn't know this is what I'm going to need to get a house. This is what I'm going to need to get an apartment, or, you know, anything that I want to, like, investment. If you don't have the money stacked up, you can use credit. You know what I'm saying? But you have to know how to spend it and use it, you know, and pay it back.
Right. Or you're gonna get bad credit.
And as you keep paying on it, you know, it rises up. So then when you go to get, if you want to start a business or something, and they're gonna look at that, and that's when they're gonna be like, okay, over the years, this is what you've been doing. Seems like if we give you 100,000, you're gonna be responsible with paying it back to us.
Right.
So that's what it falls in play. That's why I tell my son, you know, and I sometimes I'll be like, okay, what's your credit score this month? I'll check on him. I don't do it no more, because he's apparently doing well without me. But, you know, in the States, I don't know if you can use it here, but there's this thing called Credit Karma. It kind of lets you know. So I told him, like, hey, get that app, tap into it, so you could kind of know where you at. You know, stay away from the 500s, the 300s. You know, try and keep it as much as you can in the 7s. You know, and if you got something, you get pay it off. Try and pay it off right away, or, you know, you just take your time and pay it. But don't miss any days. You know, when that time comes, don't miss a payment, because it's gonna bring it down. But I was able to, even though I messed up my credit at that point, I was able to bring it back up. I read a lot of, like, books and like Black Enterprise magazines and stuff like that, because I read. You know, you want to know things, you read.
You read about it, right?
So I read a lot of stuff, and that's what I have up there, and I apply it to my life. And, you know, I think I know enough knowledge that I could teach other people about it. Because right now I'm in the 730s.
Nice. So if anyone's watching who has an interest in having a house on island, off island, whatever island, Rudy is going to tell us later when she comes back to the island why credit is so important. And even if you have messed it up or things haven't been going good, you can fix it.
You can fix it. You don't even need you know how to be people online, like, if your credit is bad, call it. You can do that on your own.
Okay.
Because I did it on my own. Like,
I can't wait for this workshop. That's going to be amazing.
Yes.
So, we are talking, you did mention your son some, and what advice would you give for parents who have children who are interested in music? And I say that because sometimes music and art get a bad rap. Oh my God, when are you going to be a starving artist? When are you going to go sing? You know, like, what do you tell them? What should they do?
Because I remember, like, okay, so my 12th grade year of school, I remember my aunt was like, so what are you going to do? Now, I love law and I love criminal justice, but at the same time, I still love my music. I was like, I'm going to do music. And she was like, yeah, but what are you going to do? I was like, music. I love music, you know? But I was just messing with her because I know, you know, I wanted to also do, like, law. Growing up with my grandmother and going to the jail, so I always knew you had to write your main signs, anything you can do. You know, I know that by heart. I don't even know why. Like, I would practice that a lot and I watch a lot of law shows. But you know, don't like my son. He's not into music, right? But I would see him play video games, and I'd be like, okay, you love video games. Why don't you? I took him to like an arts, you know, the technical schools. Went with him to one of those things for him to sit down and they teach him about it. He was like, I don't want to do this. And I was like, but you play video games all the time. Why not make it and make money? You know? So, but that's not what he wanted to do. So I just backed off. He's in the military right now. He's somehow switched into cars. He likes cars. So maybe that's what but not everybody is made for college.
At all.
You know?
And I think everybody should know that, because you shouldn't waste your time and money.
Yeah, you shouldn't waste your time and money. Not everybody is made for college. So if your child said they like to do something, encourage them. Find out what they like to do. Take them to like, if you see anything that's going on that would help them. You know, like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to get into. Encourage them, because I didn't really get the encouragement when I was singing and doing my music stuff at all. It was like, oh, you know, that's not a career, you know, but
that's not real.
It's not real. Art is not real. I'm good in drawing too. Like, I would draw. I've won like stuff in the States too, just not, because my mom, she's real good with her hands. Okay. So I guess that's what came to me. Nice. And, you know, I'm good in arts and making stuff, but I don't think I wanted to do that because she did it.
You want to be different.
Yeah, because I could actually look at stuff and draw stuff. I don't think I'm as good, but I can draw this whole, so I've done that for like my aunt, military base type of stuff, like drew out structures and stuff, but I don't do that anymore. So like my music, yes, my grandmother would be like, you on a computer and you doing this all day, and at that time I was networking, trying to get my music out besides being in St. Thomas. And you know, and I remember there was one time I even took a job at the gas station, you know, and this one guy was like, you know, you should just do your music and just focus on that. But I had my son at the same time. I was like, my son, I have to beat him, you know what I'm saying? He was like, but you're not getting any younger, you know. And I was like, you know, I listened to him at the time, because, you know, family will be on top of you. Like, that's not a real job. And then I just stepped out on faith, and I was like, I'm gonna just focus on my music. And next thing you know, I'm on buses and I'm traveling, just because I believed in myself. And then like, I proved her wrong, and she was like, you know,
that's all I wanted. She's like, I just wanted to see. Yeah. You were serious.
So, and the guy, you know, rest his soul, he never got to see the one who encouraged me. Oh. Because he died. So he had a heart attack. So he never got to see me step out to.
You don't know that.
Yeah.
He might be seeing you all now.
That is true. So always stay behind your kids, encourage them, whatever it is, you know, just help them find their way, because, you know, they need that strength behind them. You know, I did it on my own, but I'm just built different. You know?
Right. I love it. So, What does it mean to you to be a VI cultural ambassador? I invited you here and I was like, come be one of our ambassadors. But if somebody's like, Rudy, what does that even mean for you? I mean, you live here, you live there. What do you take into that?
Well, what I take into that is I love the Virgin Islands. I love representing the Virgin Islands wherever I go. There's not that many female artists. There are soca artists from the VI, you know, or artists traveling out of the VI. There's some up and coming right now, but for the longest, I've been on one in Jamaica and being interviewed, and you know, some people never seen the Virgin Islands, and I would have to describe at that time, how does the Virgin Islands look, you know, and you know, I tell them flying in, you see water, you think you're gonna land on the water, and then wherever you drive, all you see is beautiful water, you know. So I like telling people about the VI, and you know, and they're like, oh God, I want to visit. And I show them pictures. So you know, tourism is a big thing. So with me being able to travel and represent the Virgin Islands, it actually brings tourism here. People who interested about the food and just want to come down and actually experience the culture and what it's like from just me, you know, talking about it. So that's what being an ambassador is, just like representing where you're from, you know, and just talking good about it and bringing people back to the Virgin Islands.
Well, you made me want to visit, and I live here, so that's awesome. That's awesome. However, what's encouraging to me is that people could come upon you and interact with you and be like, oh, are they just smart and talented and hardworking in the Virgin Islands and gorgeous? And I'd be like, yes, all of us, come down. So you are a really good representation, and I appreciate what you put out there for us. Yeah, and that you're here. I mean, somebody in some island or some state is gonna go, there's a VI Children's Museum because you stopped by. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. So thank you for spreading the word.
Appreciate it.
Yes. So you got to perform at the 4th of July St. John Festival. Is it called the St. John Festival? That's what it is,
well,
right?
actually it was, they didn't have the festival this year, so they narrowed it down to Love Fest.
Love Fest.
So
I like Love Fest.
It was like a little teaser carnival because they had like a little kind of fair, but it wasn't the same exact place where they normally keep the festival. It was down more, so like it was just like a little thing.
A little fest, a little love fest.
Yeah.
So like a love tap. But so the 3rd is actually Emancipation Day in the VI, right? You performed on the 4th. We ain't out of COVID yet.
Yes.
How did all of that feel for you? What is the emancipation and all of that celebration mean, and what was that for you to be able to perform?
Well, I was happy. I was happy to get to. I came down on the 3rd, 4th. I came on the 3rd. Yeah. So they was actually having a ceremony in Emancipation Garden at the time, and I've never gotten to see that Freedom Bell ring.
Right.
So I was able to like see it ring while there was, you know, have COVID. I think I was able to kind of like slow down a little bit more and actually get to, like I said, go to the park and see stuff like that. Around that time it's like so busy and things are happening, but Emancipation, I was glad I was able to perform this year around this time. You know, it means a lot to the Virgin Islands, and you know, for what the slaves endured, you know what I mean, and now it's like we're free, you know what I mean, so.
Absolutely. You gave me a little goose prickles there. So one of the last questions we're going to talk about, because you did mention some of this with your son. We had talked about STEM and STREAM before. Yeah. Do you know what STEM stands for?
Okay, so I've heard of the word STEM because, I don't know, I've talked to different people and they say, oh, my child is in a STEM program, and I always would hear more science stuff with STEM, and I always like, okay, STEM for like smart kids? That's how it seems like it to me, but like today, you know, when we discussed it, it can be for any child who loves science. Yeah. And then I think it helps them when they get to go out in the work field and want to become scientists and stuff, they kind of tap into that from a young age, right?
Absolutely. So, just to say the acronym out again, STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And nowadays, there are upgrades. We use Stream.
So when I saw that, I was like, she talking about music? How I stream my
Streaming?
music? Apple? Yeah, Apple Music, Spotify, RudyLive.
And what's included in that? Science and technology and mathematics. So STREAM is now for science, technology, reading, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And I love that they added those because it was very like science-y at first, and we always kind of discount the arts when we talk about things like this.
You got a little music section.
Yeah, hello, this was for you. But my program director said it to me really well one time. She said, you see in science books how they have these diagrams of things?
Yes.
She's like, who do you think did that? Artists. So you cannot separate science and art. When there is something scientific to portray, it has to be drawn, right?
Yes.
Or it has to be manifested some way. So I was like, oh my gosh. I had never thought about it like that. So what we want to do at the museum is put STREAM throughout everything we do. Every internal exhibit that we have, every external program, so that children can just dabble in some of these ideas. Oh, this is what robotics is about? I could do this. Oh wait, this is how I can actually like make a beat on my computer?
Yeah. So
all of these things.
Everybody has to be a doctor or a nurse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how they grew up. You can be a nurse, doctor, you can be a lawyer.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You can.
There's a lot more
like
out there.
Yeah,
And to what you were saying, there's a lot of careers now that have these bases, you know? So we do want to get kids involved and more looking like, oh wait, I can be a scientist. Yeah. It's not just if you've had A's all your life or something, you know?
I was never an A. Period.
Oh, you're silly. But I appreciate you seeing you understand it now, because I was like, okay, she totally gets it now. But then when I brought it back to your...
Like, I'm happy to be here. And like my first one was in New York.
A children's museum?
Well, not children, but the big one with the dinosaurs.
Got
and
you.
Stuff like
Is that the Smithsonian? No.
I don't remember, but it was...
It was awesome.
I kind of get that... This is smaller, but I kind of get that same feel with the little dinosaur and stuff over there. And how y'all have stuff set up. So, like, I like it. I really love seeing stuff like this, and I'm hoping that it can expand.
Yeah, us too.
Knock down some more buildings, you know what I'm saying? Because this is amazing, and I'm glad that we have something like this here in the Virgin Islands.
Right.
Yeah,
of course, I think Jasper's, our dinosaur, is the only thing you can't touch. Everything else we encourage you to touch, unlike a normal museum.
Jasper must cost like gazillions of dollars.
Jasper's old. He's like a bajillion years old.
Down on the ground. Head first. Come here, okay?
Right? So you did kind of talk about this a little. Okay. But our final question and what I want to leave with is, what should we expect and what do you see as RudyLive's legacy being? If 50 years from now we look back and I don't know if Google's still going to be around, but if somebody was like SOCA, BI, something.
This is what's going to be around.
Right. Right.
Like,
yeah, and Rudy comes up.
Everything we see in the movies, I think.
Exactly. It's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen. What are we going to have from you?
A legacy of me? Definitely it'll be my music, the type of music that I make. I got some other stuff that I'm going to be working. I don't really like to say stuff until it happens. So definitely I have my music. I always wanted to have my RudyLive Foundation as well. Like I said, where I'm helping young females just go through life and teaching them things that I didn't really get, because my grandmother was always working all the time. So a lot of things I learned on my own.
Right.
You know, I learned to braid hair on my own, cook whatever on my own. And it is true, like in the Caribbean, a lot of grandparents raise you, you know, and at either that time they're too tired, you know, they can't deal with much, they ain't doing the homework, you know what I'm saying? So you pretty much left to fend on your own, you know, just, they want to make sure you pass it, bring the report card, but, you know, but they don't know the math and stuff that you have, and so the struggle is with, unless you have a teacher, because there's that's where teachers are important. You know what I'm saying? And some teachers are more involved with the students than others.
Yes.
And
those are the better ones.
Thank God for my. I try.
Yes, yes.
Thank God for the teachers that helped me with my son, because doing music and them like one-on-one would call me like, oh, he didn't do his schoolwork and stuff like that. So amen to them. But I just want to be able to be an influence to other young women growing up in the Caribbean, much as the Virgin Islands
Right.
is home. And I want them to grow and excel and become the best woman they could be in life. So that's my legacy with music, and just empowering them so they can just pass it on, and hopefully a lot of stuff change in the Virgin Islands from young ladies for them getting older.
Right. I love
That's it.
I love it. And the other day, I was talking to someone, and there's this clear, your legacy is what you've left, land or money. You can leave things you've learned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hope to be around and be someone that you come back to
Yeah.
when we're trying to spread this wisdom to the
Exactly.
young women.
Oh, I gonna have money too.
In the in the VI, we are here to support that for
Yeah.
sure. So let me know whenever you're coming back and when you want to do that. Hopefully we're still open.
No, you will be. God grace.
He is amazing. It has been difficult with this whole
I
COVID
know.
thing, but we're still here.
Yeah.
I don't think we expected to be. So I do have faith. That's exactly how I feel.
Even if we have to throw a big concert, we gotta
It's
keep
done.
this open. This is very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna go slide on the slide in the back after
Yeah,
this.
we
But
can do that.
so Rudy, thank you for joining us. Before you go, do you want to tell us where we can find you online? Where can we buy your music?
You can find me at www.RudyLive.com, and that's RudyLive. That's where you can find all my music. Every single song from the beginning to now is all, you can stream it, so every album I have, you can stream it. If you hold on, Rudy Live, you type that, you can Google it. You
Okay.
can type that in, you get it. I'm on Spotify, I'm on iTunes, I'm on Amazon Music, you name it. If there's a song that you hear me sing, you can find it, you can download it, and you can stream it. And I'm also on social media. I am Rudy Live on Instagram, Snapchat, Rudy Live Music on YouTube. And I'm also going to be doing more YouTube videos, vlogging.
Eating more
I'm trying my
coleslaw?
best. Eating more coleslaw. Snapchat is also Rudy Live as well. And Facebook, it's Rudy Live as well. And TikTok, Rudy Live, RudyLive. So I'm on everything,
Everything is
If I'm
Rudy
missing
Live.
anything, you tap me. Say, Rudy, you need to get on that too. Because it's hard keeping up, okay?
Awesome.
But I love it. I love
it.
entertaining people, and I answer messages. I try my best. So don't get at me if I don't get to
Don't
answer your
come for
message.
Rudy if she's late.
Don't come for me. Yeah, you like to come for me. I can tell her. Okay? When I have time, I'm coming back for you now.
Right. So did you want to leave with anything else? Anything I didn't cover that you'd like folks to know about Rudy? That you'd want to talk about as a cultural ambassador?
Off screen, I am funny and like my friends say, like, you don't show enough of your personality, but if you get to know me, you will love me. I don't show everything online. I'm trying to, like come on live a little bit more. And currently right now I have a new song called Again and Again, and you can also find that on iTunes, YouTube. The video is out. I have music videos.
Awesome.
Once again, subscribe to Rudy Live Music so you don't miss a thing. And that's about it. Just look out for more Rudy Live Music. And if y'all see me, don't be afraid to come and, it's COVID. Have on your mask.
Right. She's like, are you tested?
I'll take a picture with you, 'cause
Yes.
some people are like, Rudy, I don't see you, but me, no, I am not like that. I'm like really fun, and like I don't have time.
Down to earth. I got you.
Yeah,
Well, that's something Virgin Islands people don't have the luxury of.
Yeah.
We will bring you back down really fast. Like, who you think you is?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're still humble.
Yeah, I'm very, very humble.
awesome.
Some people say I'm too humble, but that's just me. I always been like that type of person from in school, always cracking joke, like to
Yes.
see people happy, you know.
Right.
That's just always been my personality. I know they see me on stage, I go on sing, and I gone. But you know, when I'm off stage, this is me, like regular, crazy, sexy, cool. You know?
Okay. Are we about to sing TLC?
And I play basketball. So yeah, but yeah, and I skate too.
What kind of skate? The one with the four or the roller? Oh, the real skate. Oh, I want to learn to do that
them
one.
things look like I can lean and I ain't gonna get back up. So no, I can do the 4. Yeah. So if
Okay.
you go on TikTok, you see where I can like, bust my backside a little bit.
Well, you see, we have new floors. When you come back down, maybe you'll be able to skate around in here.
But next time.
There we go.
Definitely.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for being here with us and sharing some of your story. I hope to hear more of it later.
Yeah.
And everyone watching, be sure to go watch our past ambassador videos. Go follow the VI Children's Museum on Facebook, Instagram. We also have a YouTube channel. We do not have as many subscribers to be able to have our own name yet. So just look for VI Children's Museum. We're working on it. It's a work in progress. But we are so happy to have Rudy visit us. Please, if you are in St. Thomas, come and visit the museum. Visit our website, vichildrensmuseum.org, and thank you so much again. And be sure to come back for our next Cultural Ambassador video. Thank you, Rudy.
RudyLive, anything.